Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'll be doing my November wrap-up, and it was a really good month. I got through 13 books, although a lot of those were graphic novels. For some reason I was just in the mood to read a graphic novel. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. First one I want to talk about is Familiar Territory by Durham. This is an ebook I received from the author in exchange for a review. I also received the Demdike Legacy, which I covered in my last month's wrap-up. There is a full review for this on my channel, so there's links below. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed it's a paranormal mystery, and I enjoyed the whole police procedural behind this. The paranormal aspects with regards to a woman who goes to see a fortune teller who awakens a power within her, and he has some kind of evil plans for her power. And it was really good, really engaging story. I loved all the characters, even the ones that I remember from the previous book that I read, the Demdike Legacy. I was glad to kind of revisit those characters. This one I gave 4 stars to. I downloaded a free manga called Gen 1, and this is the cover. And let's see if I think it's different authors. There's 4 different stories that exist within this manga. One is called Wolf, that's by Shige Nakamura. Then there's Versus Aliens by Yu Suzuki, Kamen by Gunya Mahara, and Souls by, I think that's Arisa Karinko. So 4 different stories within this particular manga, and I think as the series continues, each, here's all 4 of the stories. So each of these 4 stories, I think, continues in the next volume, and the artwork is pretty good on all of them, but I gotta tell you, overall, the stories were not memorable. The only one I can really readily come to mind is the one, I think it's Versus Aliens, where this one girl thinks one of her fellow students is an alien. That's all I remember about this entire manga, to tell you the truth. None of the stories were all that engaging or made me want to continue reading the series. So overall, I just gave this one 2 stars. Another series, which I did do a review for, it's a comic book series, so it's not really a graphic novel. So they're very short. Each one of these is like 25 to 30 pages. And I have volumes 0, 1, and 2. I won't show you all the individual covers. You can check that on the review, which I have listed down below. I showed all the covers and the various artwork. But this is by Joe Benitez, the series. And apparently it's supposed to be 8 books in this entire comic book series. And it's about a girl, it's a steampunk graphic novel about a girl who is part machine, part human. So her limbs, like her legs and her arms, are mechanical, but she has no idea how she became that way, and it's sort of like her journey to discover her past. And there's lots of other really cool characters in there, some that are after her, although she doesn't know why. But I really enjoyed this entire series, and each one of these 3 books that I read, I gave 5 stars to. So I definitely recommend to pick it up if you're into graphic novels, or even if you're just into anything steampunk. I think you'll enjoy it. Anything else on here? Oh, this one, I didn't review this at all on the channel, but I really enjoyed this one. I just came across this one by accident. It's called Pandora, End of Days. This is parts 1 and 2. It's about 200 plus pages, and it is by Peter J. Ang, and the artwork is by Jin Sung Kim. I like that it's sort of just black and white illustrations. I want to see if I can show you. It's pretty crisp, clear. It's kind of hard to see, unfortunately, on the iPad. But you can pinch and zoom in this particular one, so you can bring in the text a little clearer for you to read. And it's about this company who kind of, during a dig, discovers a sarcophagus, and the plan is to open it up on live TV. I think it's big business. It'll draw in a lot of money for the company. But the main scientist who was involved in this dig has been studying the hieroglyphs on the sarcophagus and has uncovered that there might be something very dangerous within it, dangerous to the human population, and he tries to stop them from opening it. Of course, they're going to do it anyway. Our main character is his daughter, whose name eludes me at the moment. He warns her that there could be something seriously dangerous and tries to get her to get as far away as possible. He also sends her this artifact that has been part of this dig. We'll learn more about that as the story progresses. But I really enjoyed the artwork and the story. It sort of has a kind of a zombie-ish feel to it, but it's a different type of creature that these people turn into as this thing escapes. And I won't tell you what happens to escape, but it was really captivating. I wanted to read more. The artwork drew me in. I definitely recommend picking it up. If you're into graphic novels, you'll really enjoy this one, or just a good action kind of storyline. I gave this one 5 stars, so I think that covers everything in ebook format. I'm going to go into the physical books now. I read Ju-on. This is by Kei Ohishi, and it is a novelization based on the videos and the movies of The Grudge. And this book freaked me out. Even when I saw the movie with this kid in it, of course, as I'm reading the story, I have this image of this kid, like when they're going in the elevator and you see this face on every floor. That was in here. And it's based, basically a murder takes place in the home where this man thinks that his wife had an affair a long time ago and that the son he's been raising isn't his. And he goes into a murderous rage, killing the wife. The boy, we don't quite know what happens to, but this rage is sort of like a curse that lives on in this house and sort of affects everyone who moves into it. And it's amazing. Great, great horror story. I gave this one 5 stars. I continued with my manga series entitled Parasyte, and this is number 7. And again, this is where these alien creatures have sort of landed on Earth and invaded, like a parasite, invaded several people across the world, and it's kind of controls them, except our main character, Shinichi. It didn't get to his brain, it got into his hand, and lots of cool images. He ends up trying to battle the other creatures. He has more of a symbiotic relationship with the alien within him, so they're sort of trying to both coexist, as opposed to the other ones that are trying to like kill and eat all the humans, but still sort of try and do it without being discovered, you might say. So really, really great series. This one I gave 4 stars to. Then I decided to try Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life. This is volume 1, and it is by Bryan Lee O'Malley. There are a lot of people talk about this. This is the black and white version. I guess the collector's editions and hardcover are full color, which might make the artwork a little bit easier to understand, because in my review of this one I did mention that I got confused with some of the characters between Scott Pilgrim and the main girl, Ramona Flowers. At times their faces look quite a lot alike. But in the color version, of course, they have different colored hair, so you can kind of see the difference. But the storyline overall, I wasn't all that thrilled with. I found it kind of boring. I didn't like the main character. Lots of weird things with Ramona Flowers. I didn't know if it was real or she's just kidding around. I did a full review on it. You can go ahead and check it out. But overall, I just gave this one 2 stars. And then I finally got around to completing the whole Maze Runner series with the prequel, The Kill Order, and this is by James Dashner, of course. I was less than thrilled with this. I think I just posted a mini review on Goodreads for this one, but it didn't answer really any of the questions that I had. I didn't care for the characters that were in it. I wanted to find out more about Thomas, which you find out just a little bit in the beginning, and then I switched to all different characters, and I didn't find myself really caring about any of them. Yeah, it was an overall big disappointment. It wasn't one I expected. And I just gave this one 2 stars. Then for the books I really enjoyed, continued with the Land of Stories series. This is book 2, and it is entitled The Enchantress Returns, and it's by Chris Colfer. Absolutely wonderful fairy tale stories. Our 2 main characters, 2 kids, return to the Land of Stories. This time it's a bit more personal, as their other family members are involved, and they face the Enchantress. Again, it's sort of a treasure hunt where they have to kind of collect items, just like it was in the first book, but for different reasons. Yeah, I super enjoyed this one. Alex kind of really has to step up to the plate in this one. Yeah, I don't want to go into too much details because it is a book 2 in a series, but if you haven't picked up this series yet, I definitely recommend it. It's really, really enjoyable, and I gave this one 5 stars, just like book 1. And then I received an ARC in a Goodreads giveaway entitled Constable and Toop by Gareth P. Jones. This book has already been released both in the US and the UK. In fact, the UK has a really cool paperback cover, which I just saw online the other day. And it is a world in London set in like 1884. And Constable and Toop is the name of a funeral parlor. And Charles Toop kind of deals with the dead, getting them ready for burial. And he lives above the funeral parlor with his son, Sam. And Sam can talk to ghosts, and they often come to him for help. And there is a whole world of ghosts in this book, which I found absolutely fascinating. Again, I gave this one 5 stars. I super enjoyed this one. I posted a full review on this, so I want to go into a whole lot of detail right now. You can just click the link below and get my full review on it. But I really, really enjoyed this one. It's set, I think, ages 10 to 14. I don't know why it stopped at 14, because I enjoyed it. I don't think there's anything too complicated or anything that detrimental to anybody younger. I think it was just very, very enjoyable. I really enjoyed a lot of the characters. Mr. Lapswood was my favorite in this book. He works at the Ghost Bureau. In fact, he is one of the ghosts in this. We meet lots of characters in here, both living and dead, and all of them were really intriguing and interesting, and I definitely recommend picking this one up. 5 stars. And finally, one of my goals was to finish this monster of a book before the end of the year, although that now means I'm going to have to wait quite a long while till the next one comes out, and that is The Walking Dead Compendium 2 by Robert Kirkman. Amazing. Whereas the first one ended on such a horrific, terrifying note, this one seems to end on the probability of hope, I guess. The prospect of hope. Hope seemed to be a big thing for me, the theme, like it seemed like at the very last few pages, but who knows. They're always hopeful, and they always get bit and turn into zombies, so I don't know. But it was just amazing, the series. If you watch the TV series, you'll still enjoy the graphic novels, because they aren't exactly the same. There are characters on TV that are not in here. There are characters in here that are not on TV. The storylines aren't completely parallel. There are some differences, and things happen at different times. So you will get something out of both. I can't wait till the next one. Like I said, I'll probably be reading the little installments as they come out while I'm at work, and then when it comes out, I'll purchase the next compendium. But since I have the first 2, I don't want to have all the little individual ones in between. So this is just an amazing one. This collects issues 49 through 96, and I gave this one 5 stars. I mean, what else can you give? It's just awesome. Awesome artwork all the way through. Awesome story. Yeah. So that's everything I read in November. I'm sure I will not get through this many books in December, being so busy with the holidays and family coming in and so much to do. So I will leave it at that, and I'm not going to do a TBR. Yeah, we'll see what I get to. Let me know down below if you guys have read any of these books and what you thought of them, or if you think you might be picking them up. Let me know. Thanks for watching, and hope you guys have great holidays. I will see you on Friday Reads, probably. Bye-bye.